Hi everyone, welcome to Witch Piece Craft. Today's video is on terminology, tips and other useful things for beginners to do with crochet. Okay, this video came about because on the weekend at my crochet group, there's about 40 of us, it's a knitting group as well. We were talking about how things have changed over the years and all this new language, abbreviation and talk that sometimes we don't understand ourselves, and even beginners are confused. So I thought I'd do a bit of a video with a few tips to help you out. And even if you're not a beginner, you might find some websites that you'd like to look at and they may be helpful. Before I start, I'd like to say there are no sponsors affiliated with this video. It is entirely my own opinions and from my own experiences. Also, if you could subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. That'll keep you up to date on any videos I post, and there may be something of interest for you. So, terminology. First one up, WIP, work in progress. Sounds logical, and unless you've been around areas that use that, you won't know what it means. And basically, that's all it means. Something you're working on at the moment, work in progress. My WIPs, I keep in a plastic bag and I put on yarn, ply or weight. For example, this is an 8 ply or 3 weight and I'm using a 3.5 hook and I keep them like that. Currently I have about 5 WIPs in progress. I used to have more, but I gave myself a rule. I can only have 5 and I have to finish one before I start another. Some crocheters put tags, with WIP tags with all the details and tie it to the projects. I like my little bags, it keeps them together neat and tidy, and they're not in there long enough to damage the yarn. I also, I'll pick it up, keep my scrap yarns in little bags. For example, this is 3-weight yarn of scrap that I may use for a scrap yarn blanket that I'll donate to charity. So there's a couple of my tips on how I do things. The next one is Hoth. H-O-T-H. I kept seeing it on Facebook, but wasn't game enough to ask. I waited for someone else to ask. Hoth, hot off the hook. Something you've just finished and it's hot off your hook. Very straightforward. But unless you know, you won't know what it means. And a lot of people use it. Apparently we abbreviate everything. We don't write anything at length anymore. Now, the reason I didn't ask is because of the next one. C2C, corner to corner. I didn't know what it meant. In my old days, we wrote corner to corner, none of this C2C. And when I asked, I was made to feel like an idiot, like I was brain dead or something, not knowing. So there you go, C2C, corner to corner. Noted and never forgotten. So my next tip is websites. Now, my favourite website is, and I have to try and log into it so I can show you on my computer, on my laptop. I'm not sure it'll work too well. Now, with patterns, they're either American terms, English terms, American wool, English wool, wool from here, acrylic from there. You never know. And in Australia, we don't get a lot of American yarn, if any, and we don't get, I don't think I've ever seen any English yarn. The only time I saw English yarn was on a trip to Japan. So this was my favourite website when I started back crocheting. I used to crochet from about 15 to 30. Then kids, marriage, career, all got in the way and I stopped. But about 4 years ago, I semi-retired and I took it back up. I love to crochet and knit. And I'm glad I took it back up. I really enjoy it. I like the social aspects of going to groups. I like the finished product. So yes, highly recommend you take up crocheting. Very relaxing. So I came across this website. It's called Yarn Substitute. And it is probably my favorite and go-to website. I'll just show you my laptop. That's what it looks like. In here, you type the yarn recommended by the pattern you're looking at if you can't get it. And at the moment, I had Karen Simply Soft. And then what it does is it goes into the Karen Simply Soft range. You might have Simply Chunky, Simply Baby. You click the one you need to look at and it will bring up a whole range of yarns that substitute, and it'll start with the best yarn at 99% substitute. It could be Premier yarns, it could be Lion Brand yarns, it could be Spotlight yarns. I've tried it for Australian yarns, but I always find a substitute, and there's usually heaps. And they go as they go down the list, the percentage of match is less and less. But I don't think I've seen any less than 80% match. It's a brilliant website. I highly recommend it. And the link for that will be in the description below this video, along with all other links of recommendations I make of sites. So my next one is Crochet Abbreviations chart. Well, when you're looking at a pattern, you could possibly have it in American terms or UK terms. And this came up Saturday. I was teaching an older lady a stitch and I said double crochet and she said, you mean single crochet? And that's because I do a lot of American patterns. She does a lot of English patterns. This is a great site and chart. It's very basic. There are other things on this site, but it shows you a double crochet in the UK, a single crochet in America, vice versa. It just goes through the basics so that you know when you're looking at a pattern, check the terms and make sure you're doing the right stitch. Now that site is simplycrochetmag.co.uk. Don't worry about remembering them, they will be all listed. And ditto for crochet hook sizes. They are all different. USA, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand. The same size could be different across those countries. And there is a chart that has them all listed. I didn't print it off, but it's ideal. And that is at crochethooksu.com. Ideal for checking you have the right hook size for the pattern you're doing in the terminology you understand. Now, for beginners, beanies are probably one of the easiest projects to make. They're ideal, but the only issue is the size of the head. My number one chart, and probably my first discovery when I came back to crochet, was this head size chart. All you do is hit Google Images and this will come up, and certainly you can print it off. It's ideal. On there is head sizes to fit newborn to adult large in inches and centimeters. And for example, it gives you the circumference, the length from the crown to the ear, the back of the head to the back of the ear, forehead to the ear. It's just unbelievable, and I swear by this chart. I really like that one. If you're going to make beanies as a beginner, invest in a Pom Pom Maker. There are heaps out there, but my favorite is the Clover Pom Pom Maker. Now this is the large twin pack, size large. You get 1, 2. I like this large size because this is good for kids, this is good for adults. There are small twin packs with smaller ones, medium and extra large. I paid about $15 for that. You can get it from any local craft shop if they stock Clover range. If not, you can buy it online. But if you're buying online, make sure it's not a cheap knockoff. It's definitely from the Clover range of products. They are perfect. I love my Pom Pom Makers. YouTube channels. Now, if you're a beginner and you want to practice stitches on swatches and not actually make a full pattern, I recommend Creative Grandma. She has a great range of stitches on her channels with samples. She's very clear in what she does and her tutorials are great. They get a thumbs up from me. Check her out. Now, if you've passed that and you're ready to do a pattern, my next recommendation is Bag O' Day Crochet. No, it's not just bags. She has everything on there. And the beauty of Crystal's site is she usually tells you what skill level it is before you start. So if it's for a beginner, she tells you the yarn, the weight, the hook size. It's brilliant. It's clear. It's precise. The video is clear. And the beauty of YouTube is You can pause it till you catch up, or you can go back and check. So check those two out. Highly recommend. Both get thumbs up from me. Helped me a lot when I restarted crocheting again and learning to pick up new stitches, because back in when I was 15 or 30, we just did a lot of granny stitch, nothing too exciting. So there you have it. That's just a few of the things I've learned since I retook it up along the way. Now, my motto is, there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid people who won't ask them. And I was one of them after I had a bad experience. So if you have any questions, sorry, I live under a flight path. There goes the plane again. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below this video and we'll try and answer them. If you have any tips you want to share, leave them in the comments. We're always interested in that. And another thing, you could follow us on Facebook. You can ask your questions, leave your tips, post your photos of your projects. I love to see projects because sometimes I lose my crochet mojo and it takes a new project for me that I haven't done that I see and I think I'd like to try that. So make sure you follow us on Facebook. So there you go, folks. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time and have a crafty day.